Can I just be real? Like, I really gotta be real, okay? I really just gotta be real because, first off, so much time has passed. So a bit more time has passed after I recorded his latest live stream. After I recorded his latest live stream, I wanted to react to it, starting with the PR documentary arriving at his doorstep and for him to be given a good image. From there, I took my time to try and get ready, but I've been realizing there are way too many updates. There are way too many updates about him. Not only getting a summary of what he wants to be, but apparently, I think during his PR documentary walk, he got punched. He actually got punched. I'm not sure where in the live stream it is, but god damn, I don't know. This is this just proves to me that other people get so much more content, and they get it first because they got sources who are first to always to the scene. And since I'm alone, I don't have my own sources. Basically, basically those who have more sources are able to give content creators the exact information at the time they get it. It's just it's just too much. So my source obviously my way of gathering sources is either slow or his shit is developing way too fast. Honestly, I cannot catch up. I cannot catch up, and unfortunately, this really just puts me to the point of just saying what is the point of watching his streams if there are other people who are actually so unbelievably faster than we are. It just for me it really just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I'm actually going to getting to find out what's happening to him or not. What matters to me is that he keeps me getting shut down every time. And I want him to always get shut down because the sane people likes to make sure that he is put in line. And that is supposed to be how it is. Okay? So considering that is said, I will not even be bothering to use my to use my footage anymore because it's probably a waste of time at this point. Okay? It's definitely I think it's a waste of time already. I'm gonna do what I just have to react. Listen. The reason why I try to get my own information is because I want to try and piece together what I know first, and then unfortunately the content that I dish out becomes old news very quick because everything around Johnny Somali is developing very fast because everything that he does is being monitored by everyone who wants to see him go to jail. I want to see him go to jail. That's something. Yeah, but even I'm feeling the catching up. But it's not a bad thing. At the moment, I just want to change priorities and just do what I got to do in streaming it and do what I got to do and just but okay, so there's other footage of him. Okay, okay. This all started when I decided to save the video on him doing a documentary in South Korea. The plans of trying to make himself a better image. But when I saw these updates, when I saw these updates, I figured developing quick doesn't mean not catching up to information. It just means that you actually have the chance to explore other content while also getting the information that you need. So I don't care if I'm actually reacting. I don't care if I'm actually really reacting, only just reacting. As long as the context of the information is really just there, and that we're able to at least catch up onto it. All right. So what we're gonna do at this time, we're gonna be reacting, but partially on the stream, we're gonna stop because at 8 o'clock, apparently, my little sister needs to go. My little sister has some school stuff to take care of. So I won't exactly go. I will not be exactly going to be around yet. Hold on, let me just turn on dark mode. Oh, so there is dark mode. Okay, got it. You know what? Yeah, let's try to put on dark mode on my PC, and we'll see. Oh shit, it worked. Oh shit, it worked. It does work. It does work good. Ah, even the settings too. Okay, okay, okay. Now I see good. Now I see okay. Now I see okay. Let me also open up the sound window to a better. Oh, okay, okay. Actually, there's no need for me to actually change that up. Okay, let's do a reaction first. This is from 15 Minutes of Shame. If you actually are wondering of where it is actually going to be coming from, you don't need to be further surprised because it's going to be coming from where I deem it to come from. Actually, no. It has its own link. And this is the link. Put into a QR code in which I'm sorry, I'm just providing right here, guys. So, yeah, I'm providing it right there so that you guys have an idea of where to find it. I am just going to put it down here so that there is a good idea of where it's going to be when I get it out. So we're going to be starting off from where the PR documentary is, and 15 Minutes of Shame puts it in a summary. It doesn't matter if we save his live streams or not. People are going to find his live streams anyway. I don't care if I save it or not because other people are going to find it regardless. So yeah, this is going to be something. So this comes from 15 Minutes of Shame, and this title of this one is called Johnny Somali is Terrified, Begs Embassy for Help. Begs embassy for help, meaning he is scared as shit. He actually deserves this. He absolutely deserves this. And unfortunately, this is the path he's taken. The path he's taken is, well, unfortunately, this is something even I don't want to say I don't want to have sympathy for because he did this to himself. And now he's having a documentary team take a footage of him, a side of him that people don't know. The problem with that is people still remember him as what he was and someone who does not change. Then that's hard to get fit. That actually is hard to convince people against. To wave people off on the fact that he doesn't change. He doesn't self-reflect. It's not on his character. Because he keeps playing a character that he thinks is going to maintain, and then yeah. So yeah, here we are. We find ourselves at a moment in which he's now split between continuing his facade or just accepting what he is, because he's got to accept what he is. He's got to surrender. He's got to surrender to the demands of the world for him to just not be too annoying for once. Because the only thing that he was is annoying. Absolutely, he is. He got banned off Japan. There was a case on him on Israel. However, he escaped Israel to prevent himself from being charged, from being pursued. And then when he got to South Korea, he's done bullshit in South Korea, and then he was prevented from leaving. And thank goodness he was prevented from leaving. You should not disrupt society. You should not disrupt the peace. You should follow the law as much as possible. Be a tourist, yes, but don't be unruly. Don't be untidy. Pretty much. What's wrong? What is wrong with those things? I mean, the only country that we know that is not even that doesn't even want to actually say what it doesn't actually want to reveal anything, any of its secrets or something, is North Korea. Basically, other parts of the world likes to make sure that their tourism remains high, and if there are bad tourists, they're considered to be a liability. And this guy has always been a liability. Now we are going to find out why by watching this one.
No, and a lot of people claim like, yo, he put the MAGA hat on to support Trump to get to free him. I don't know. Trump is somebody that likes the social media and is in tune with that. You know what I mean? If that's what I got to do to come home, I want to come home.
All right, so Johnny Somali is in full panic mode, and right now he is doing damage control. And he did an interview with Alex Novell that will be making a documentary about him. And this whole interview has only one purpose. It's to clean up his reputation, to try to make it look to the courts that he is remorseful and he wants to change. But
Shut the fuck up, Johnny Somali. Remorseful? I'm sorry, putting on an act? No, 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 no. You don't get to say that after after you have been charged and after you have been put on trial. And oh, no, no, no. No, you don't get to say that. You don't get to say that, Ramsey.
But in this interview, there is a lot being said. And I watched the entire thing, and I'm going to cut it down to 20 minutes, just the best parts, just the parts that matter. And trust me, he is coping hard.
He is coping real hard. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. He's never gonna recover. He's never going to recover, no matter how much goodwill he has towards his own audience, really, towards anyone else. He did this to himself, and now he's panicking. He's on a documentary run. No way. Okay, I'm just making sure that I'm looking good, and we are gonna go for it now.
He realizes that his world is crumbling around him and that there is not much time left until he has to do serious time in jail. So without further ado, let's get started. The first segment is about Johnny Somali throwing Suspendus under the bus, saying that other streamers have done so much worse than him and they're still able to monetize on Kick.
But obviously, I'm not perfect. Like, I've done some things, but there's a lot of creators that have done a lot worse. There's creators that have, for example, I don't want to throw Mr. Bass under the bus. Mr. Bass literally killed somebody. You know what I mean? Allegedly, I don't want him to sue me, but there's creators in our IRL streaming space, such as the person that even got me to start streaming on Kick is Suspendus. Suspendus has done way worse things than me, arguably. But he still has his Kick deal. $100 an hour Ethereum from Eddie. Still getting paid by Kick, not banned. But I'm the scapegoat for the whole IRL streaming community. I'm like Hitler to them. Like, it's
You know why? You know why you're the scapegoat? Because you're the one who keeps proving time and time again that the IRL streaming community is toxic. But the problem with that is it doesn't apply to everyone. It doesn't apply to every streamer. You gave IRL streaming a bad name in your own terms, and congratulations. IRL streaming is not a desired activity anymore. Here's the thing: people like to do IRL streaming to avoid getting avoid getting too much into their phones, to get too much into their thing. Okay, they like to do streaming to save space as much as possible. Here's the problem with that: there are many countries that do not permit this, and at the same time, and even if they do permit it, you would always be monitored by a live audience that if they're really paying attention to you, you would be called out immediately for whatever mistakes that you make, for whatever insensitivities you express, or whatever insensitivities that you have, what insensitivities you have towards an issue or towards a geographical issue of some sort. Anything. Okay? Just saying. This is something that you should have always you should have kept in mind from the time that you started, from the time that you have started making content. and streaming it at the same time. Don't always listen to what your viewers say, because first off, they either want to see you fail or succeed. You do not know the difference, and you don't care of what type of people are giving you money to see you fail. You are already failing in Japan. You failed to self-reflect. Where did that get you? You got charged. You got banned off the country. Israel, they're gonna chase you down the next time that you get in there. You had to escape just to make sure that the charges against you there don't take effect against you, and then you get to South Korea, and then you keep whining to yourself. You keep whining to yourself that that you became a scapegoat in the IRL streaming community. Fuck you, Johnny Smalley. I'm gonna say it again and again and again until you get it straight into your brain. Fuck you. You have no idea how problematic you are in front of the internet and in front of many people. You just don't have any idea of the gravity of the situation you're in. And now that you're panicking and you're telling us that you're a scapegoat, fuck you.
Insane. Like, you go to some of these streamers' chats and like, you can't mention Johnny Somali, you can't talk about Johnny Somali.
In the next segment, Somali talks about when his father first realized that he was a nuisance streamer and he went viral, and the shame that he's bringing upon his family.
Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god!
Yeah, this part I believe.
My father found out. My father was at work, and someone showed him a video. Like, yo, this crazy black kid. You seen this kid?
This is a part I believe.
My dad's insane.
No one would be proud of someone who's making a humiliation of themselves on the internet. This part, at least, I believe. Okay, fine, I'll give him this.
Scrolling, that's his son. And I feel bad because my parents, they're refugees, of course, they're from Somalia and Ethiopia, and I don't think they wanted this life for me, this IRL streaming life, you know? They would rather have me, I have a finance degree, I have a bachelor's degree in finance. They would rather have me in a cubicle somewhere doing some accounting work or something, you know what I mean? So I do feel the biggest shame I have is a little bit to my parents, because I feel like I was supposed to be a role model. Because
in the next segment, Johnny complains that there are people that are hunting him and they're actively trying to kill him and end his life. Take a look at this.
Been many that want to, bro. There's people that literally want to kill me, which is ridiculous. And there's people at this, like,
there's people in Korea who are really after you. I mean, when we were waiting, Mondo and I were sitting in the car earlier, and we were like just looking through a couple of different accounts who are like really just like Korean dudes who are after you, like random Korean dudes.
What? Oh my god! I'm telling you, if you came here in October, November, I have some footage that is, and the police took 2 of my cell phones. Actually, one of my fans here in Korea gave me this phone so I can still stream. The Korean police have my phones in an evidence locker somewhere. I have so much footage, Alex, of my life day to day when I'm the most hated man in this country. And I have Korean Discord groups with 10,000 people tracking my geolocation. They were at one point trying to find what hotel I'm staying at, honking cars. Because I was like on X Space or Live, and they're trying to honk cars to figure out where I'm at.
That's crazy.
And I've literally had multiple, like literally, I don't know what else to call it, literally attempts on my life. When the Yoo Da-loon, that's not his real name, it's his stage name, when that Korean ex-Navy SEAL guy punched me, bro, somebody can die from that. If you sucker punch somebody and they hit their head on the concrete like I did.
Is that how you got the scar on your head?
No, this is from Israel. It's a whole other story. But I have a scar right here from when he punched me and then kicked me in the head. Bro, you can die for that. You can die from that. Seriously. And for people to be on the internet championing it and saying like, yo, this is right. Like people, that guy made, from punching me in the face, he went from 0 subscribers to 27,000 subscribers in a day. He made 10.
I'm sorry, are you wearing a badge of honor for being punched in the face, for being arrested by the cops after being punched in the face because you gain subscribers and you gain followers for that? Are you insanity? This is why aren't you in a mental institute? Why aren't you in a mental institute right now? You're wearing this as a badge of honor. This is not how you're supposed to conduct yourself, but here we are.
Thousands of dollars in donations.
In the next clip, Johnny Somali is continuing to see that basically YouTubers are making so much more money than he is. And that's pretty hilarious because he is a nuisance streamer. He shouldn't be able to profit from his content. He profits a little bit, but in the grand scheme of things, it's pretty damn obvious that the people that are covering him make 10 times more money than he does.
It's a symbiotic relationship. You know, these content creators, they need me to create content. And if
you see, this is the problem with you, Johnny. This is the problem with you, Mr. Ramsey. Khalid Ismail. Okay? This is the problem with you. You're not being genuine with how you conduct yourself on streams. You're being unruly, and others are covering you for being unruly, for being a menace to society. And you expect to have a higher salary than those who are covering you for what you have done. Dude, unless you have a big following elsewhere than the other countries that you've been making trouble in, unless you have a much bigger following in other countries like the United States, dude, you would not be making a decent scratch at all. You only make a decent scratch because you're being noticed and people want you found, and people want you to self-reflect. But no, you don't do that. There's a certain audience for people for streamers who self-reflect, and look at you. You're not even doing a single thing to improve yourself. Not a single thing. So what do you expect? You are a society problem, and others are covering you. The others who are covering you do get a higher salary, do get a higher point of income. You don't get that income because, first off, not many people like what you're doing. Not many people like the kind of behaviors that you're showing. Do you read the environment of the IRL streaming community? Do you even read the environment? Do you even read the environment? Degenerates exist, yes, but they are not many because the world has reality issues that it needs to solve because of degenerates, and degenerates are being twisted and being crushed away by what society is today. It doesn't have time to make degenerates because degenerates don't matter so much. They matter less. Do you not see the atmosphere in the IRL streaming community that the content that they're looking for is less about degeneracy? Do you understand that? And you make headlines in and out of the IRL streaming community just because you wanted to get noticed. You kept getting the attention, sure, but it's all negative attention. What do you think? What do you think was going to happen? You keep getting the money while others are going to get less than you? No, you're not big. You're a nobody. Even if you are a dot in the internet, you are a stain. You are a stain on the internet. You are nobody. You can't get it through your thick skull. You will never be able to get it to get anything else out of your own mindset at all. You would be nothing at all. Okay. Me, I'm just going to get off from here because I need to do some other stuff. Okay. You guys know the QR. You guys have an idea what the QR code is, but me, I just want to make sure that I do what I have to. Yeah. Anyway, it's just there. I'm sure you guys have already seen the QR code. But anyway, I'm gonna come back later. I'm going to be coming back to this to react to this. I am not finished with this reaction, so I will be coming back later after I get my little sister to school because she has other stuff to do at school. So yeah, I will be back, and that's a promise. Yo, what is going on? if you guys missed me, I'm really sorry that I have actually been gone for a while, but we are not finished. I've been actually out for a while because I've been making sure that things are out of the way for me so that I don't have to go back to it. And at the same time, okay, I just had to make sure that I'm not going to, regret anything. Now, we are back with the reaction on Johnny Somali wanting the embassy to help him. At some point later, we're going to be watching another video. So that would actually be called the him getting punched. I think it was during their walk. It was during their walk with the PR documentary team. So that comes later, also from 15 Minutes of Shame. Why does this happen to him? It's like it is like he is actually expecting something else to happen. How insensitive is he? How insensitive is he? He doesn't stop it with the insensitivity. He doesn't want to think any better. And now he's gotten into this mess. All right. We are going to continue watching 15 Minutes of Shame. Basically, this is the video that we're going to be watching next. He got punched. Okay? So, basically, that's where we're going to later. All right? I'm just going to make sure that things are looking smooth before I start to use the... Hold on. I'm just going to make sure that this is right here and that it can be used, yeah. Anyway, that's already up. I'm just going to make sure that my audio is set up okay. All right. Right, without further ado, we're going to continue where we're watching.
And if I just disappear and stop streaming, they don't have any videos or topics to talk about. And it sucks that, like, the people that make these YouTube videos and the documentaries, they make probably 10 times, 100 times what I make in one live stream. Like, even if I was back on kicking at KCIP, these people make videos about me, they get 1, 2, 3 million views in a day. Like, in the last 24 hours, Moist Critical made one, Tozy made one, and they're over 2, 3 million views in the last 24 hours. It's ridiculous.
And they're getting over 10K pretty much off of a video of them sitting there just going, this guy who I don't know is bad, and here's what I read in the news about him that reinforces
Here's
that.
the opinion from Reddit and Twitter and just regurgitate. Sometimes it makes me think, like, damn, I'm not working like harder, they're working smarter. Maybe I should have went back 2 years ago. If I could have went back 2 years ago, I would have sat down and just been like a reaction YouTuber or a streamer, because it seems like...
But okay, let's just be real. Okay, Ramsey, let's be honest about this. You're trying. That much we can definitely agree on. You are trying. The problem is you're hitting a certain line. You're hitting a certain line that you should not cross, and you've crossed it without fail. That line is going to get you in trouble, and you don't even listen to people who say you are going to get in trouble. You always keep listening to the ones who tell you to do it, and you get money. And you would think at all that you wouldn't be noticed. Here's the thing. You get consequences on what you're doing. Obviously, it is content for other people because, first of all, it is expected that you know better. Okay? The people who are the most humble don't often get exposed for their bullshit. You always are getting into the most bullshit, the bullshit of things. This is why you get publicity in the most controversial of reasons. Okay? It is not good for you. And you are complaining. You keep complaining that a lot more get higher views than you do. Hello? The only reason why you're not getting high views is because your content, the actions that you're taking, they're not for everyone. And for the few who do watch you, and for the few who are taking notes of you, they send this information to the ones who have to criticize you because, first of all, there are things that you can do to make sure that you're not criticized. And that is collaborate with others who always have a different perspective of you. But no, that's not what you do. You don't allow criticism to change your content. And your content is clout chasing. That's the only content that you're going for. And so you get other pieces of shit to be friends with you. And those pieces of shit eventually become part of your degenerate audience, and your degenerate audience keeps enabling you. What do you think is going to happen? That you are going to get more views than Atozi, than Moist Critical? No, they're going to keep slapping you with consequence after consequence, and they're going to give you attention, all right, but they're going to give you attention for the wrong reasons because there are things you should not have done. You should not have crossed the line when it comes to the law. And when it comes to any talk of normalcy that you violate, you try to change how normalcy works in any other place. Israel, for example, of course that's what you're going to get. And we're going to laugh at you for what is happening to you. You do not cross the line of what on the sense of normalcy people have, especially if you are a tourist. How many times are people going to have to tell you that if you're a tourist, you should not do certain things that will get you in any more legal trouble? And thanks to what has happened to you, it's going to be guaranteed you're going to prison. The deep French kiss thing, the deep fake French kissing actually traumatized the one who he was targeting. Okay? She definitely made sure that you are going to be receiving those charges. She made sure that you would be receiving those charges. She made absolutely sure of it. And you are going to prison. There is mandatory prison. What you've done would at least cost you 7 years in prison in South Korea. 7 years of your life in prison in South Korea. And you believe to yourself that you have a chance of getting out of this. Like in Japan. Well, it's a mistake to let you out, to just deport you out of a country without facing severe consequences. Your severe consequences is spending multiple years in prison. I think we are going to go with that. Rather than being offed on the street, just like that, I think we can take the alternative if it definitely changes you. It will force you to change. It will force you to sit in prison for good behavior. You'll probably be getting out in 2-3 years. But here's the thing. Even if you get out because of good behavior, you've changed by then. And we would have been relieved that you have changed, and we would no longer keep our eyes on you, so you can start making content on your own without crossing lines, without breaking the laws, without disrespecting others just because of what they are. You think you're being disrespected. You think you're the one who's being wronged here. Unfortunately, you are the one who's always in the wrong. And you started this. You haven't reflected once. You think this will go, the law is going to go easy on you. It will not. Like I said before, you think you're big. No. You are nothing. I may be nothing, but I'm on the right side of the line. You are nothing, and you are on the wrong side of it. There's a big difference, bro. There is a big difference.
So the next segment is honestly my favorite. Johnny Somali really thinks that Donald Trump can save him. He's that delusional. And the guy that's interviewing him even tried to call the embassy and Marco Rubio and tried to arrange for him to get freed, which, by the way, it's not going to happen. Keep dreaming.
I was in touch with the embassy. I've been emailing back and forth with them about us sitting down, and what they've expressed to me is that this falls beyond their jurisdiction, and that really the only people that can help you are in the State Department in the United States. So I emailed like Marco Rubio's office, and I emailed a lot of those people over there. And the short of it is that, like, before I release the film even, I'm gonna distribute like almost like a PSA version of the film, but like kind of a call for help here. That like, you have an American citizen who wears a MAGA hat and goes around shooting content, and he was arrested in South Korea, and he's being held, and his passport, is being held.
Without dropping any context. You're absolutely sure. You're actually going to do that. You without dropping the context. You have to drop the context. Otherwise, this PR documentary team is a fucking biased one. I have a fucking bad feeling about this documentary.
And Trump is president now. He freed all of these January 6th people. He freed all of those people. The State Department needs to step in and protect somebody who's like one of their own,
and a lot of people claim like, yo, he put the MAGA hat on to support Trump to get to free him. I don't know. Trump is somebody that likes the social media and is in tune with that. You know what I mean? If that's what I got to do to come home, I want to come home. It's ridiculous. At the end of the day, I really don't think I'm going to get prison time now. I think it's going to be some fines, and then they're going to let me leave.
You're going to regret saying those words. You're going to face mandatory prison time because of the deep fake. You're not getting out of South Korea anytime soon.
But why play this whole game? Why do this whole stretched out long?
Because that's the punishment.
The process is the punishment.
Once again, I don't know if he's that delusional, if he really believes that Trump will save him, but that is very unlikely to happen. The next segment, he's talking about how Kick used him, and they basically just tossed him out when they were done with him. Take a look at this.
So how does it feel to then have them all turn their backs on you when you kind of needed their support the most?
It does hurt a little bit, and I feel like Kick used me like a dirty towel and like threw me away like a rag. Because when the platform was like shit, I'm telling you, the website was dog shit. It didn't have any features, nothing. It didn't even have an app. I was screaming on Kick before there was even an app on Kick. I brought so much publicity to the platform. Like, this is not even just from my mouth. This is from the Kick staff telling me, yo.
Kick is developing itself as a competitor to Twitch. We could definitely agree with that. And before Kick had an app, it was dog shit at first. But you came along. You made Kick a little bit more brighter. But here's the problem. Policies are being made on a platform, especially if there are things that the platform should not show and they think you're trash. Okay? They absolutely think that you're trash, and everyone. And okay, let's also check with the comparisons that you have with Jack Doherty. Look, you and Jack Doherty are absolutely the definitions of behavioral issue. You both have behavioral issues. You both have an issue with authority. And it hurts people mentally. It hurts people socially. It's how do you not see the bigger picture as to why Kick did what they did to you? To make sure that you're the example of what not to do on a streaming platform. Why can't you see it that way? Why can't you? You don't want to see it that way because you keep going into your own. You keep reminding yourself that this is not the way. This is not how it's supposed to be. What I do is right. What Kick did isn't. You keep being selfish, bro. You keep being selfish. You keep things to yourself, and you keep telling yourself that you're in the right. No. Wait, what do you think is happening to you right now, Ramsey? What do you think is happening to you right now? This is a reflection. This itself, what you're experiencing right now, be going to trials and shit like that. It's a reflection of what you have done. And since you failed to self-reflect on your actions, the world is going to force you to reflect. And what is happening to you, all the publicity, all the negative publicity that's coming to you, even if the degenerates like that, this would be the exact reason why the world is reflecting on why the world is making you reflect on this, because all the bad reflections, all the bad effects of what you've done are now coming slowly until you are broken. You will break. You think you're unbreakable. You think you are untouchable. But let me say this. Common sense fucking wins. Stupid and insane people don't. Okay? Common sense wins. The stupid and insane don't. You are insane and you are a moron.
You're pushing boundaries. You just need to calm down. Like, we love your content. Like, keep going. You know, so I feel like something switched, or there's came a point where they're like, oh, we need sponsors, we need advertisement. But also, these YouTubers and this fake narrative that gets spread about me, people get affected about it. When they scroll on Twitter and it says kick streamer Johnny Somali did this, did this. And if you're one of the owners of the company, you're one of the staff there, you're like, oh, this doesn't look good for us. You know what I mean? It's better PR to just say, oh yeah, we banned them.
All right, so next the interviewer asks him, what's next for you if you get freed, if you're able to get out of the country? And what Johnny...
Well, if he's able to get out of the country, but with the mandatory, with the case having a mandatory prison clause, what's next for him? I'm sorry, the interviewer doesn't know how to phrase his own questions based on what he knows about. Never mind. You know what? I don't want to even get into much with what the interviewer is aware of when it comes to law and when it comes to crime. It's just they just got to be a little bit more knowledgeable about these things. Maybe they shouldn't phrase their stupid questions like how it's being phrased right now. What's next for Johnny Somali when he is cleared of charges and when he gets out of South Korea? I find that fucking insensitive. You know, I don't want to punish the documentary guys here. They're just doing what they have to, but they don't know how absolutely horrible Ramsey really is.
Somali says is just hilarious. He's talking about going to China, and go for it, Somali. Honestly, if you want to go and be a nuisance streamer in China, that is fantastic. There won't be much content for me because you are going to be locked up within 24 hours and never seen again, but at least you'll get your comeuppance.
I like doing IRL streaming on Party, maybe go around Asia a little bit more. I don't know. I kind of want to go. People are like trying to test my boundaries of where I want to go. I kind of want to go to China.
Oh my God, Johnny, no!
Yes.
Please don't go to China.
They're gonna disappear my ass.
One in chat if you think Johnny should go to China.
China would be lit.
I feel like Johnny should upgrade to North Korea next.
In the next clip, Johnny Somali just continues to play the victim, saying that there's people that murder and they don't get as much coverage as him, which is not true. I mean, the Karen Reed trial is really, really popular right now. I think he's overinflating his popularity, but take a look at this.
Really, the narrative that's been created about me, I want to just try to kind of fight against it. I really think the only thing I'm guilty of is hurting people's feelings. And in 2025, hurting people's feeling, I guess, is worse than murder at this point. There's people that murder people that don't get covered like me. Like actual people that kill people that don't get covered like me.
Mr. Bass story didn't get any coverage like this. That's really interesting too.
He is partially right. I mean, the story with Mr. Bass is very interesting, but I think the only big YouTuber that covered him was Turkey Tom or something. Now, in the next segment, Johnny Somali's talking once again about his parents and how they're extremely disappointed with how much of a loser their son has become.
Did you have people in your life trying to tell you don't do this?
Listen, my family to this day, they don't like me doing this live streaming shit. They think it's terrible. They think it's self-destructive, and to a point I think it is self-destructive. But
Why do you think it's self-destructive? I'm sorry. You're a tourist. You do what you need to. You do know what you do what you need to gain an audience in other countries, and then you do the most horrible of things that can get you in trouble with authority and in legal terms. What do you think was going to happen? That they would actually praise you? That they would actually praise someone who gets so much in trouble and does it only for clout and nothing else? IRL streaming could be so much more if only pieces of shit like you and Paul are not around. Here's the problem. Both of you do not care about how society works. Fuck me. You guys think you're just bigger than life. You are bigger than life. The problem is life owned you. Life owned you, and life is about to get to you. Nah, he's not gonna get life in prison. 7 years is gonna get to you when you get in prison. At least 7 years. Really? The insensitive bastard continues to be insensitive. The insensitive bastard continues to be insensitive. That's all he does.
I don't know. It's became like a part of my life. The last 2 years, it's became like I hate to say it, but like my purpose. You know, like it's just.
Well, that self-destruction in the world of IRL is kind of like an art.
Yeah.
And like being able to do those things and then bounce back from it and continue like streaming in the way that you have been is really like an art form in many ways. Like to not let it beat you down and to not let all the haters and all of the like.
So the next segment is the longest yet. It's a massive cope session about legal mindset. This goes on for quite a bit, and you can tell that legal mindset is living rent-free in Ramsey's head.
Yeah, that's true.
Tozie's videos, it's like you watch his videos and it's the same video with the same like subtitles at the beginning. This disrespectful live streamer is in so much trouble and we're all gonna jack off together.
Oh, it's like a hate boner. They're like, oh, he's gonna get 27 years and it's over for his life. Bro, this guy's made at least, I told you, just him, he's made at least 25. He probably made over 250 grand.
Here's the thing, Ramsey. He's made other videos of other people, not just you. Ramsey, when are you going to up your game? Look, if you're not going to up your game, this is the problem with you. Even I'm thinking that I should actually up my game because reactions are not always the center of my content. It should not always be the center of my content. Research content is what I should actually go for, but the problem is the foundation. I don't have the strongest foundation to make research content yet. So, or maybe it's just me not expecting so much when it comes to research content. I'm not sure. But yeah, when it comes to doing other types of content to really stir people's curiosity of yourself, that can actually be more beneficial. But what do you do? What do you do? What do you do, Mr. Ismail? What do you do? Atozi, at least, is a content creator that changes up his format when he needs to make sure that he's comfortable with the format. And at the same time, he is dedicated to his art. He is dedicated to his form. He gives information that's accurate. And he actually works with like-minded people like him as long as it's all aligned and reasonable with him. Legal mindset is more than aligned and reasonable. He knows the law. Legal mindset knows the law. And Atozi's down for legal mindset's content and his coverage of Ramsey. Okay? So, Ramsey, are you going to keep complaining? Are you going to keep complaining? Are you going to keep coping? Because it's really still not good for you, dude. You keep claiming to the PR documentary guys that you're the most innocent one there is. You don't self-reflect, and your stain is not going away. What are you fucking talking about here? Delusional bitch.
Off my order over $250,000 she's talking about. It's ridiculous, and I don't know. I feel like I want to find a way to.
I think it's weird that none of these guys will talk to me, by the way. I think it's really weird that you sat down for an interview with me fairly easily, and Legal Mindset, I've been talking to him and trying to get him to do an interview, and the best I got from him was, I'll respond to any written questions you have. And I'm like, bro, you go live for 2.5 hours a day, collecting donations, talking about Johnny.
He's probably live as we speak.
But he can't have a 30-minute conversation with me about this story that he covers constantly.
Because you might challenge him and challenge the narrative that he's spreading to his audience. You know.
What do you think is wrong with? He is live right now.
Literally live right now.
Losing it. Let's see what he's saying real quick. I don't pay for YouTube Premium either.
His shirt is off. He's running around every time I watch that.
And occasionally, can there be one little nugget in there? Yes, but it's effectively worth it because, frankly, if you listen to my stream,
It's ridiculous.
you see me pick out the one or two things.
I'm always the liar. Anything he says, he tells all the people watching him, don't believe Ramsey. Don't believe Ramsey. He lies pathologically. Nothing that he says is true. Only believe in me. He's not even a lawyer that can practice law in Korea, Asia, wherever he's at. He literally has a website called Go East Gentleman where he.
Like, I'd listen to someone who tells that he will. I'd listen to someone who tells that he will be the instrument of chaos, and he would be. Dude, you keep playing that character. You keep playing that character. Of course, people are going to assume it's always that character, that you are always identifying with the character. Come on, dude.
He's literally teaching people to go to third world countries and take advantage of women. He's not this like savior saint kind of person. You know what I mean? He had videos where
Nobody is saying that he's the savior type of a person. He just knows how legal issues are being resolved in different countries, and you are blissfully unaware of how the law works, bro. You think it's going to keep working for you?
he's talking about how to pick up women in Seoul, like soul seduction and stuff like. But then he conveniently deletes and removes because he's trying to grift the South Korean audience. Yeah, give me money, give me money. Yeah, this guy's going to jail. Yeah. And you know what? He actively was working with that team of Korean YouTubers that were chasing me and Hank around the country. He's like meeting up with them, doing interviews. He's sitting down. He wouldn't sit down with you or talk with you, but he was sitting down here interviewing the guy that punched me.
So the reason why they're mentioning that is because
What?
Novell, the other guy that's interviewing him, was saying that no one wants to talk to him about Johnny Somali. All the detractors, as sometimes people call them, people like me, Atozi, and Legal.
Ramsey, what the fuck are you saying? What kind of nonsense are you saying that he's sitting down with the Korean streamers to go after Johnny Somali and telling them to go after him because oh my god. That's not his intention. It's to make sure that Ramsey is being held accountable for every action that he has taken against the Korean citizenry. Seriously, that's all he needs. That's all he needs Ramsey to do. Just take accountability. Sitting down with other Koreans to chase after Ramsey. That's not how he does. That's not how he works, bro. Delusional ass. Ramsey, damn you.
Mindset that call out Somali, no one's willing to give him an interview or to talk to him. Well, I would say otherwise. I know I'm a small name in the genre and he probably doesn't even know about my channel, but I am more than happy to have a debate with Johnny Somali or anybody of his crew at any moment of time. I've done that before in my other channels where I call out certain criminals and they portray themselves as being, holier than thou and that they're doing this for a just cause.
And Ramsey is doing the same thing, painting himself like he's the pretty princess and whatever.
And I've debated at least a dozen of them, and I always make them look like total morons. So the offer's out there, Ramsey. I know you hate my channel, you hate my free speech, you did copyright strikes. If you want to do a debate, I would be more than happy to do it.
Setting up an interview like this with a dude that, oh, you punched Johnny, or how did you dox him? How did you find him? With multiple, 3-4 Korean YouTubers, like promoting, he's been on his live streams, like promoting doxing against me, promoting like finding my address. I'm like, how does YouTube allow that? At some point, it's doxing and harassment, and it's literally he's doing crimes and monetizing it, pushing people to say, yes, file cases against Johnny. Let's get more charges on him. I want to see him in prison. I'm like, all right, this is a weird kind of obsession you have. If you go on his channel, if he talks about any other topic, maybe 5,000-10,000 views.
It's not a law channel. It's not a law channel. I think the weirdest thing about it for me is that you have a guy who's posing himself as like a law channel, but the only thing he covers is you and your life and your story, and not in really a legal way, more so in a way of like, here's the laws I feel like he's broken today.
And he doesn't cover any of the other IRL streamers. Like barely he'll touch on it a little bit, even if they go do a crime in Korea. For example, like...
Because first off, you're the one who keeps gaining publicity, even if other streamers have their own quirks, okay? What do you think? Where do you think people are going to be coming from when it comes to you always gaining too much attention to yourself? You keep gaining too much attention to yourself, and you think that Legal Mindset's content is all about you just because of preference. You think it's all just because of preference. My dude, delusional as fuck as always. Always delusional as fuck. That's what you are. Just wow. Just wow, dude.
They broke into a building in like the southern region of Korea, in Jeju. They broke into a building the other night. Like literally the other night. Alarms go off, they break into a building. He doesn't cover it. Anything they do, he doesn't cover it. Because it's either that, I have two theories on that. It doesn't get the views, right? And B...
First of all, the smaller ones are not exactly to be taken lightly. Everyone's looking at the smaller IRL streamers than Johnny Smalley or other IRL streamers that do not do so much that Johnny does. But here's the thing. I believe that Legal Mindset's focus when it comes to content just always comes back when there is verified information. Now, when it comes to information that only comes from live streams, he doesn't usually look at them. Purely from live streams, he doesn't look at them. He looks at other stuff. He looks at other stuff because he has contacts in Korea. Remember, people know him. People know him as a legal expert himself. Okay, people know him as a legal expert. It always has been that way, and he has influence in South Korea. What is Johnny saying that he's only that Legal Mindset is only covering Johnny? The thing is, Ramsey is being covered here all because they have verified information that says what's happening on stream is happening to him, and what's happening to him is going to actually cost him big time in life. Okay? It's going to cost him, and that's why he covers it. Sorry, Ramsey. Again, you keep deluding yourself. You just keep going ahead.
He's friends with another streamer named Zena the Witch, and they were together on the Fresh and Fit podcast. So he has a connection with her. So I think him and Zena have like a little bit conspired, like, yo, talk about Johnny, leave us out of it, and I will try to. I met Zena yesterday. I met her on stream and sniped her. She was right here. She's at the bar right here in my neighborhood, and she just like immediately called the police on me. Like it's like she's working with him to try to put more charges on me, and it's ridiculous. He's like literally telling other people.
This is the problem with you. You keep stream sniping. You keep harassing. You keep being insensitive and thinking that other streamers are going to be friendly of you just because you are what you are, when they actually see what you are in the worst kind of way. Ramsey, how do you not think about the bigger picture here? How do you not think about the bigger picture? You say that you're significant. You're only significant because people have to notice you because you just do crazy things that will land you in jail. Okay? Crazy things that will land you in jail. Crazy daring things that will get you in trouble. Why can't you? There's no way you're going to be reformed like this, you know? As long as you're free and outside of a cell, there's no way you're going to be there's no way you're going to be reforming like this. I've lost hope for you, man.
To just file more cases and charges against me. And when I finally leave this country and I finally leave, it's going to be the biggest fuck you to him. And I cannot wait to see the coat and the seed winning. He's been grifting donations for 6 months, saying I'm gonna go to prison for this long and da da da. And when it doesn't happen, he's gonna be like, "Oh, I always said this is a possibility, guys. That he's not gonna get jail time." You know, I just don't understand how people can be brainwashed by this guy.
So the final clip is of Johnny Somali saying that this whole thing is not that serious. All the crimes that he has committed, it's really not a big deal, which truly shows how he is completely delusional.
Exactly. All the delusion in his mind actually makes him very insensitive to how South Korea's citizenry is reacting of him. He thinks they're chill with him. Do you guys not see that they're annoyed of him, that they don't like him for what he does? Does he not see this? Does he not see what he's doing is bad? Honestly, I think he definitely doesn't. He doesn't really care. Either he doesn't care or he remains insensitive because of the delusions. I don't know what's worse. He doesn't know because of his delusions, or he knows and is going to keep farming content because of the delusions. Oh my god.
Oh, take a look at this.
And when the only charge I had in Japan was a TTS playing in a restaurant. A TTS played in a restaurant for 30 seconds.
You forgot about the construction thing. You forgot about the breach of business.
What was the TTS?
I think it was some kind of song, some kind of like stupid song or some tsunami warning, something somebody sent for like $5-10. And I initially got arrested in Japan for going into a construction site, but they dropped that charge. And in Japan, every case that you have is 23 days in jail. So 23 days of interrogation, 8 hours a day. So for 2 charges, it's 46 days. And they held me another 60, 70 days waiting for court, or for my court to finish. But even when it started in Japan, people villainized me just the same as here in Korea. It's almost like a part 2, part 3 of the fucking Johnny Somali arc.
How did you feel when that was happening in Japan? Were you like, oh shit, I'm fucked?
I felt like the same way I do now. I'm like, bro, I played a TTS in a fucking restaurant, and I left. It was crazy. The footage, like, I leave the restaurant. Like, you can find the footage on YouTube. Like, I literally, the guy's like, yo, get out, no music, and I leave. And even the judge in Japan said, yeah, you left immediately, but because you didn't press the volume down button on your phone, you're guilty. And that's how they justified holding me for 4 months.
That's how they justify this insensitive bastard. The only thing that he has to do is be sensitive enough as a tourist and be respectful enough as a tourist. He can't do that because he's so fucking delusional, thinking that it is always chill just because he's a tourist and he's not from around there. Unbelievable. This guy is still a douchebag even here. Even here.
And a lot of people don't know that. The only crime, people say, oh, what Johnny did in Japan was so evil and scum. Okay, I made an atomic bomb joke once, drunk. I walked onto a construction site. Okay, that's stupid. Don't do that. And somebody sent a donation on a speaker on my phone.
And let's not forget, you danced around on the street near near another construction area while shirtless and only wearing boxers, for fuck's sake. You think that is... How stupid do you think we are, Ramsey? How fucking stupid do you think we are? How stupid do you think we are for this? It's not funny, dude. It is not funny. Why do you keep doing this? Honestly, just give me that simple answer. Why do you keep doing this, making us look stupid when you're the one who's always stupid and insane in the live streams? Why do you keep deflecting the blame? And why do you keep saying that you're not the one at fault? Seriously. Just don't force us to have any delusions of you, because it's not helping. It's never going to help you. You keep living your delusions, it's not going to matter how far gone you are. If you're that far gone, you would be getting worse, and you are feeling your gravity of it so much more than how you were feeling back in Japan. You really think it's going to be easy for you this time? No, because you will reflect on everything for years to come, and when you get out, you will never be the same person again. Your parents will probably disown you again if you get back into it. Probably will welcome you if you actually live the simple life, because your place in the internet is nothing but pure stain. You need to redeem yourself. Honestly, redeem yourself while you still can, because it's not going to go well for you in the trial once it begins. The thing is, they have a lot more to say about you when you streamed. You're not supposed to stream and earn. You're not supposed to. You keep breaking their demands. You don't even listen. Yeah, this is not going to go well for him. It's never going to go well for him.
But everybody spreads this narrative that I'm such an evil demon and I ruined IRL streaming in Japan. And because of me, now nobody can go to Japan and without police getting called in every single day. And I'm like, I didn't really do much that other IRL streamers have not done.
All right, so that's the end of the video. Once again, that was 2 hours that I condensed in 20 minutes for your viewing. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If there's one big take to take out of this, is that Johnny Somali can no longer plead insanity, because it clearly shows that he is sound of mind when he's sober, and he can have...
Oh, now I get it. He can no longer plead insanity because, oh shit. Oh shit, yeah, he's right. What was I saying before? He isn't insane. There's another word for what he's saying. He's a psychopath. He's a psychopath and a moron. He's not insane. He's a psychopath. He would no longer be pleading insanity because he's always aware of what he's doing, even while drunk. Damn.
Have a rational thought. This whole thing is just an act so he can grift a bunch of money off his viewers, which kind of makes it worse than if he was legitimately crazy like Josh Block.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's it for the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. It's going to piss him off royally. Let's get to 100,000 subs, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
Definitely, yeah. I'm going to be going for another video soon enough, but let me just be very, very clear about what I think about him. I think he won't be able to redeem himself in time before he gets out of Korea, and before he is given sentencing. Okay? He won't be able to. It's just bad. It's just absolutely bad. What was he think was going to happen? He's so unbelievably just bro. He just keeps getting into copium. Okay? Just damn. I thought he's gonna change, but no. I'm done with this guy. I'm so done with this guy. I've been done ever since Japan and Israel, but I'm so more done than him. That more done at this point when it comes to his bullshit, dude. Oh man, that's just this is just that's just something, dude. I'm just gonna look at other stuff, but other than that, hey, that was something. That was indeed something. I'm gonna be expecting more updates, but of course, I'm not gonna be surprised when it comes to his the PR documentary stream about being punched, getting attacked again. I'm not gonna cover this one. I'm gonna cover the next update that might come. Not exactly about him being dropped again. No way. You know what? I'm just gonna remove these. I don't think these are needed here. I'm going to remove some stuff because yeah, he's just not helping himself. He's absolutely never helping himself. He's never going to. It's just he just hates being normal. He just hates being a tourist. He wants to be so much more. Well, he is more now. He is a criminal. And God, criminals don't get second passes here. Not this time.